Do us a favor.
Don't try anything you see on here at home.
Of course, we're not at home.
Right. We're in college. Go ahead.
Yeah!
So, what's the myth this week?
This week, the myth is that there is a Leviathan living in Tuttle Creek Lake.
Now, what exactly is a Leviathan?
Well, a Leviathan is a massive biblical sea monster, fire-breathing, swims around and just kills things.
Wow, and people actually believe that it's living in the middle of Kansas?
Apparently, there have been several eyewitness sightings of massive flames shooting out of the lake and shores that have been completely raked up, like by some postured, covered belly.
Crazy. So, how are we going to find this thing?
I think I'm going to start by heading to the library and doing some research. Going to find out what we're up against.
Alright, maybe I should, I'll work on some sonar then. Something capable of murky water, something able to see great distances.
Alright, so we can catch him?
So we can find him.
Alright, let's go. Bag us a monster.
Leviathan is described in the Old Testament book of Job. Job was a righteous man who had been blessed with family, funds, and flocks. One day, Satan persuaded God to allow him to test Job's faithfulness. All of Job's possessions were burned, killed, or stolen, and his kids died. Job remained faithful to God, even when covered in boils and pain. His wife and friends were not much help. Job became ticked off at God for his injustice. God replied with this rhetorical challenge. Was Job there when God created the earth or made the stars? Did Job make sweet animals like horses and eagles? Did Job make the colossal behemoth or the great Leviathan, king of the sea with his enormous jaws, impenetrable scales, spiky belly, and fiery breath? Of course not. Job realized that God was too awesome to argue with, and God once again blessed him. Leviathan is shown in this book as being a fierce, untamable beast. Jamie wanted an expert's opinion on what it was, so we interviewed a local Bible scholar.
Leviathan, number of different opinions held about this. One is that it is a mythological character. Almost generally assumed that it was some kind of a sea monster, and it may even been the sea monster that swallowed Jonah, for all we know, and then upchucked him on the beach, which would have been very interesting if that was the case. But because of the descriptions that we find in certain places of it having a scaly hide and a tail and a few other things, some people think that Leviathan may have been an ancient definition of a crocodile. But as for me and my house, I would prefer to refer to him as some kind of a mythological monster that lived in the ocean, and a symbolic creature of that was, well, the devil.
Meanwhile, Adam was busily constructing a sonar system to search the lake for anomalies. That is, until Jamie tried to correct him.
No, this will never work.
This is perfect!
No, see, you got your negative coupling.
I like to do other people's work for them, because they don't know how. Oh.
Jamie retreats to his corner of the workshop to try and build a model of Leviathan. And several weeks later, has finally completed it.
Well, after approximately 400 hours of manual labor, I've constructed this fully functional Leviathan submarine. State-of-the-art flotation. We got these ballasts here They control the yaw, pitch and roll. They also have many turbines in them to help control steering and control.
His back has rows of shields tightly sealed together, each so close to the next that no air can pass between. Strength resides in his neck. Dismay goes before him. The folds of his flesh are tightly joined. They are firm and immovable. Who dares open the doors of his mouth, ringed about with fearsome teeth? A club seems to him but a piece of straw. He laughs at the rattling of the lance. His chest is as hard as a rock, hard as a lower millstone. His undersides are jagged potsherds, leaving a trail in the mud like a threshing sledge. His breath sets coals ablaze, and flames dart from his mouth. Nothing on earth is his equal, a creature without fear. He looks down on all that are haughty. He is king over all that are proud. The Mythbusters head to Tuttle Creek Lake to test out their techie tools.
This area around the lake's the deepest, therefore most likely that if a Leviathan's actually out here, this will be where it sits. This will be its lair. So we've got the sonar up. It's working good. You can see quite a ways here. We're going to work our way around. There's some deeper areas out there. So hopefully we'll find something.
The Leviathan submarine is placed in the water and sets out on his virgin voyage.
How much you want to bet I can catch that fish?
Everything runs smoothly until the submarine catches on fire and sinks. For the sake of younger members of our audience, the graphic destruction in Jamie's reaction will not be shown. After Jamie storms back to the shop, Adam circumnavigates the lake with his stuff and then heads back.
So what do we find?
Well, after a long day at the lake, sonar really didn't pick much up. Nothing unusual out there.
Yeah, my little multi-million-dollar Leviathan submarine kind of crashed and burned.
Yeah, I saw that. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I probably should have made the skin of it out of something less flammable.
True. So, myth of Leviathan in Tuttle Lake?
Well,
Creek.
the only thing that we have left is the eyewitnesses. And after doing a lot of research, I found that all those flames shooting out from the lake could be traced to this man.
Carl Dummler.
So I would say that Leviathan in Tuttle Creek is pretty much busted.
I agree. The Leviathan described in the Bible pretty much is one of the greatest creations ever.
So the myth that God is not great, that's busted. So the myth that God is a freaking awesome creator, confirmed.
Confirmed.
Still Trogdor! Trogdor! Burninating the countryside, burninating the peasants, burninating all the people in the thatched roof cottages! Thatched roof cottages! And the Trogdor comes in the night!